Chosen ones, 7 signs you're about to leave this world soon. The soul always knows what to do to heal itself. The challenge is to silence the mind. Chosen ones, if you found yourself here, this is no accident. Your soul led you here, and I urge you to stay until the very end. Others who are not ready may leave. This message is not for everyone. It's for you. The ones who feel the pull, who sense that something profound is about to change. Trust me, this is a turning point in your journey, and the signs we're about to explore might just change your life forever. Chosen ones, let me tell you something. You are not ordinary, and you've never been. You've always sensed that, haven't you? There's something unique about your existence, something unexplainable yet undeniable. Perhaps you felt it in moments of stillness, or maybe it struck you during a period of intense turmoil. Either way, deep inside, you've known you don't belong to the chaos of this world in the same way others do. This video is for those who feel like outsiders in their own lives, those who felt disconnected from the grind of daily existence, those who've experienced flashes of a higher truth, as though the fabric of reality were being peeled back for just a moment, revealing something far greater behind the veil. Have you been feeling lately that something is about to change? That inexplicable sense that you're on the verge of a profound transformation? You're not alone. By the end of this video, you'll understand why you've always felt different. You'll recognize the 7 unmistakable signs that you're about to transcend this earthly plane. Most importantly, you'll know exactly how to prepare for the remarkable journey ahead. This isn't just another spiritual video. What I'm about to share comes from ancient wisdom, validated by thousands of chosen ones who've walked this path before you. These insights have never been shared in this complete form until now. If you've experienced any of these signs recently, type chosen in the comments below. Let's see how many of us are awakening together in this sacred moment. Remember, your presence here is divine timing. Let's begin this transformative journey together. Part 1. Understanding your divine nature. Have you ever felt a deep stirring in your soul? An inexplicable knowing that you're different? Do you sometimes catch yourself wondering why everyday concerns that consume others feel strangely distant to you? And in those quiet moments of reflection, have you sensed a calling so profound it almost brings tears to your eyes? Let me share a story that echoes through time, one that begins in ancient Jerusalem, where a young shepherd named David felt this same divine disconnect. Before he became king, David was considered the least likely among his brothers. Too young, too different, too lost in his poems and prayers. His own father didn't even bother to present him when the prophet Samuel came seeking Israel's future king. Yet, it was precisely this difference, this divine marking, that set David apart. Like many chosen ones throughout history, he lived between two worlds, the physical realm of his daily duties and the spiritual realm where the spiritual realm where he composed psalms that would echo through millennia. Think about it. How many times have you felt like David, standing among others, going through the motions of daily life, while carrying a secret awareness that there's something more? This isn't coincidence or imagination. It's your divine nature announcing itself. Throughout history, the chosen ones have shared remarkable similarities in their experiences. Moses, initially a stuttering shepherd, felt out of place in Pharaoh's court, but carried a burning awareness of a greater purpose. Joan of Arc, a simple peasant girl, heard divine calls that others couldn't comprehend. Even in modern times, countless individuals report feeling like spiritual foreigners in an increasingly material world. But here's what's fascinating. This feeling of being different isn't a burden to bear. It's a gift to embrace. The very qualities that make you feel out of step with the world, your heightened sensitivity, your deeper awareness, your inability to find satisfaction in purely material pursuits. These are actually signs of your divine nature awakening. Consider this. In the book of Revelation, it speaks of those who are sealed, marked for a special purpose. This marking isn't physical. It's a spiritual sensitivity that sets them apart. Does this resonate with your experience? That feeling of carrying an invisible mark that others can't see but you can't ignore? You see, chosen ones throughout history share a unique energetic signature. Like a radio tuned to a different frequency, they pick up on spiritual vibrations that others miss. This often manifests as an inexplicable longing for something beyond this world, a natural ability to see through illusions and superficiality, a deep empathy that sometimes feels overwhelming, an unshakable sense of having a greater purpose. But perhaps the most compelling evidence of your divine nature is the very fact that you're here, reading these words. In the realm of spirit, there are no coincidences. Your soul recognized this truth before your mind could process it. Think of yourself as a lighthouse. You might feel isolated, different, even lonely at times. But like a lighthouse, your purpose isn't to blend in with the darkness. It's to stand apart and shine your light so others can find their way home. As we explore these 7 unmistakable signs together, you'll begin to understand why your journey has been so different from others. The very experiences that made you feel like an outsider were actually preparing you for something extraordinary. Let's delve deeper into the first sign that confirms your chosen nature. Remember, your divine nature isn't something you need to achieve or become. It's who you already are. The question isn't whether you're chosen, but whether you're ready to fully embrace your true essence. Part 2. The nature of spiritual transition. What does it truly mean to leave this world? Have you ever wondered why some souls seem to transcend the ordinary, while others remain bound by earthly concerns? And what if I told you that this departure isn't about physical death at all, but something far more profound? Let me share a story that dates back to ancient times, one that perfectly illustrates the nature of spiritual transition. In the book of Genesis, we find the remarkable account of Enoch, a man who walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. This wasn't a tale of physical death. It was the first recorded instance of spiritual ascension in biblical history. But Enoch's story goes deeper than what's written in Scripture. Ancient Hebrew texts tell us that before his transition, Enoch experienced profound changes. He began to see the world differently, as if a veil had been lifted from his eyes. The material concerns that consumed others held no power over him. He walked between 2 worlds, one foot in the earthly realm, one in the divine. This state of being between worlds is exactly what many chosen ones experience today. Just as Enoch found himself increasingly detached from worldly concerns while maintaining his earthly duties, you might find yourself going through your daily routines while feeling somehow apart from them. Think of it like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis. The caterpillar doesn't die, it transforms. During this metamorphosis, the creature exists in a state of profound change. It's still physically present, yet it's becoming something entirely new. This is the perfect metaphor for the spiritual transition you're experiencing. Throughout history, we've seen this pattern repeat. Moses on Mount Sinai, spending 40 days in divine presence. Elijah, taken up in a chariot of fire. Each instance shows us that leaving this world isn't about physical departure. It's about elevating consciousness to a higher plane while remaining present in physical form. In our modern context, this transition manifests differently. You might find yourself moving through life with a new awareness, seeing beyond the illusions that once seemed so real. The drama and chaos that consume others may feel distant, like watching a play where you once thought you were a lead actor, but now recognize yourself as the conscious observer. This transformation isn't about escaping reality, it's about perceiving its true nature. Just as quantum physicists have discovered that solid matter is mostly empty space, your awakening allows you to see beyond the apparent solidity of this world to the divine energy that underlies all existence. But here's what makes this moment in history unique. We're seeing a mass awakening of chosen ones unlike anything recorded in spiritual texts. The veils between worlds are thinning, and more souls than ever are being called to this higher awareness. Think of it as a spiritual evolution. Just as humanity once developed self-awareness that set us apart from other creatures, we're now witnessing the next step in our collective journey, the development of divine awareness while in human form. As we explore the 7 unmistakable signs of this transition, you'll recognize patterns in your own experience that confirm you're part of this extraordinary awakening. But first, let's understand exactly what these signs are telling us about your soul's journey. Remember, just as a seed doesn't question its transformation into a mighty oak, trust that your soul knows exactly how to navigate this profound transition. The signs we're about to explore are your soul's way of confirming you're ready for what comes next. Let's move forward together as we uncover the first sign that marks you as one of the chosen ones preparing to transcend the ordinary and step into your divine purpose. Part 3. The 7 Sacred Sign. Have you ever felt a deep, inexplicable shift within your soul? Those moments when something inside you whispers that everything is about to change. What if I told you these feelings aren't just random? They're sacred signs of your imminent spiritual transformation. They're sacred signs of your imminent spiritual transformation. Throughout history, chosen ones have experienced these divine markers. In ancient biblical times, prophets like Elijah encountered similar signs before their profound spiritual transitions. Remember how Elijah, before his ascension in the chariot of fire, experienced a series of supernatural signs. This pattern of divine communication continues today, manifesting through 7 sacred signs that mark the chosen one's path to 7 sacred signs that mark the chosen one's path to spiritual ascension. Let's explore these signs, each one a sacred stepping stone on your journey to higher consciousness. Sign 1. A deep sense of detachment. Have you found yourself feeling increasingly disconnected from the world around you? This isn't mere apathy or depression. It's a profound shift within your soul. Like Moses, who withdrew from Egyptian society before his divine calling, you're experiencing a sacred separation from worldly attachments. This detachment manifests as a growing distance from material concerns, relationships, and societal expectations. You might still participate in daily life, but there's a newfound awareness that you're no longer defined by these earthly experiences. Think of it as watching a play. You're present, but you know you're not the character you're portraying. Sign 2. Heightened spiritual awareness. Just as Samuel in his youth began hearing divine calls in the temple, you might notice an increasing sensitivity to the spiritual realm. Synchronicities become more frequent. Numbers like 11, 11 or 444 appear repeatedly. You might sense energies, emotions, or intentions that others seem blind to. This heightened awareness often comes with profound moments of clarity, as if veils are being lifted from your eyes. The world appears more vibrant, more alive with meaning and purpose. Every encounter feels significant, every moment pregnant with divine possibility. Sign 3. Emotional release and purification. Like David in his Psalms, you might find yourself experiencing intense waves of emotion. Joy, sadness, love, or grief. These aren't ordinary emotional fluctuations. They're deep soul-level purifications. You're releasing centuries of accumulated karmic debris, preparing your vessel for higher frequencies. Many chosen ones report sudden bursts of tears or laughter, seemingly without cause. This emotional release is sacred work, much like the biblical concept of refinement by fire. Your soul is being purified, made ready for its next evolution. Let me continue developing sign 4 through sign 7 in detail. Sign 4. Physical sensations and energy shifts. Have you noticed strange sensations coursing through your body lately? Tingling in your crown, warmth in your hands, or waves of energy moving through you? These aren't random physical phenomena. They're sacred signs of your body adjusting to higher frequencies. In the book of Acts, the disciples experienced physical manifestations of spiritual energy during Pentecost. Similarly, you're undergoing a divine recalibration. Your physical vessel is being prepared to hold more light, more wisdom, more of your true essence. Many chosen ones report unexplained fatigue, followed by sudden bursts of energy. Your sleep patterns might change dramatically. You might need more rest or find yourself awakening at 3 a.m. during what mystics call the holy hour. These changes aren't random. They're your body's way of processing increased spiritual energy. Sign 5. Urgent sense of purpose. Like Jonah being called to Nineveh, you might feel an overwhelming sense that time is running out. Not in a fearful way, but as if your soul is whispering, "Now is the moment." This urgency isn't about external deadlines. It's about divine timing. You might find yourself reviewing your life's purpose, questioning your current path. Activities that once seemed important now feel trivial. Instead, you're drawn to actions that align with your soul's mission. This isn't a crisis of meaning, it's a sacred alignment with your divine purpose. Some chosen ones report feeling as if they're being pressed by an invisible force to fulfill their soul's contract. Like Moses before the burning bush, you can no longer ignore the divine calling within you. Sign 6. Vivid dreams and vision. Remember how Joseph's dreams in Genesis carried divine messages? Your dreams are becoming similarly prophetic. You might experience vivid dreams of flying, crossing bridges, or walking through doorways. These aren't ordinary dreams. They're symbolic messages about your spiritual transition. Many chosen ones report encounters with spiritual guides, deceased loved ones, or angelic beings in their dreams. These visitations often carry messages of encouragement or guidance. You might wake up with a profound sense of having received sacred knowledge, even if you can't fully remember the details. During waking hours, you might experience sudden flashes of insight or brief visions. Like John on the island of Patmos, you're receiving glimpses of higher realms. These visions are preparing you for the expanded consciousness that awaits. Sign 7. Profound peace beyond understanding. This final sign is perhaps the most powerful, a deep, unshakable peace that defies logical explanation. Like Jesus sleeping through the storm at sea, you find yourself centered in divine tranquility, even amid chaos. This isn't the temporary peace of a quiet moment. It's a profound spiritual stillness that emanates from your very core. External circumstances no longer disturb your inner sanctuary. You've reached a state of deep trust in the divine plan. Many chosen ones describe this peace as a feeling of coming home, not to a physical place, but to their true spiritual essence. It's as if all the pieces of your spiritual journey suddenly click into place, revealing a perfect divine order. These 7 sacred signs aren't just random spiritual experiences. They're divine markers guiding you toward your highest evolution. Like the prophets and mystics before you, you're being prepared for a profound spiritual transformation. If you recognize these signs in your life, know that you're not alone. Share your experiences in the comments below by typing "awakened" if you've experienced any of these sacred markers. Your story might be the light that helps another chosen one recognize their path. Part 4. Embracing your transition. Have you ever felt the weight of transformation pressing upon your soul? That unmistakable sense that you're standing at the threshold of something extraordinary? What if I told you that this very feeling has been experienced by chosen ones throughout history, marking the beginning of their sacred transition? Let me share with you a profound story that echoes through the ages, one that begins in the ancient desert of Sinai. Moses, one of the first documented chosen ones, experienced this very transition. Picture this: a simple shepherd going about his daily tasks, when suddenly he encounters the burning bush, a moment that would forever change not just his life, but the course of history. What's remarkable isn't just the miraculous nature of this event, but the signs that preceded it. For months before this divine encounter, Moses had been experiencing exactly what many chosen ones today report: a growing sense of detachment from his royal Egyptian life, inexplicable dreams, and an overwhelming feeling that something momentous was approaching. In the book of Exodus, we find detailed accounts of Moses' transition period. But what many scholars miss is the subtle description of his emotional and spiritual state leading up to the burning bush moment. The original Hebrew text uses the word hineni. Here I am, a phrase that signals complete spiritual readiness and openness to divine transformation. This pattern of transition repeats throughout sacred history. Consider the prophet Elijah, who experienced his own profound transformation before being taken up in the chariot of fire. The biblical account describes his period of preparation, a time marked by intense dreams, physical sensations, and a deep knowing that transcended ordinary understanding. But here's what makes your journey as a chosen one both unique and universal. While the external circumstances may differ, the internal process remains strikingly similar. Just as Moses felt drawn to the mountain, you might feel pulled toward certain places or experiences. Just as Elijah underwent a period of isolation before his ascension, you might find yourself naturally withdrawing from familiar social circles. The key to embracing this transition lies in understanding its sacred nature. You're not just changing, you're evolving into a higher state of consciousness. This is why many chosen ones report feeling both excited and peaceful simultaneously, a paradox that makes perfect sense when viewed through the lens of spiritual transformation. Let me share a more recent example that illustrates this perfectly. Sarah, a modern-day chosen one from New York, described her transition period with remarkable clarity. For months, she experienced intense energy shifts, prophetic dreams, and a growing sense of detachment from her high-powered corporate career. Instead of fighting these changes, she learned to embrace them, understanding that each symptom was actually a sign of her impending spiritual evolution. What happened next defies ordinary explanation. Sarah found herself naturally drawn to ancient spiritual practices she'd never been exposed to. She began having vivid dreams of future events that later came true. Most significantly, she developed an unshakable inner peace that remained constant even as her external world underwent dramatic changes. This brings us to a crucial understanding. Your transition isn't just about leaving something behind. It's about stepping into your full spiritual potential. The symptoms you're experiencing aren't random. They're part of a carefully orchestrated divine plan, just as they were for Moses, Elijah, and countless chosen ones throughout history. What makes this moment in history particularly significant is the unprecedented number of chosen ones awakening simultaneously. We're witnessing what ancient prophecies referred to as the Great Awakening, a time when multiple souls would be called to transition together, creating a powerful wave of spiritual evolution. Think of it like this. Just as a caterpillar must embrace the darkness of its cocoon before emerging as a butterfly, you're being called to embrace this transition period with all its intensity and mystery. The key is not to resist, but to flow with these changes, understanding that each sign and symptom is actually a sacred marker of your evolution. As we move forward in exploring this transition, remember, you're not losing yourself. You're becoming more fully who you were always meant to be. The process might feel intense at times, but that's simply because the magnitude of your transformation matches the importance of your divine purpose. Conclusion. The sacred journey ahead. Remember this, chosen one. Your journey is sacred, and your purpose is divine. You were never meant to conform to the ordinary because your soul is extraordinary. The signs you've experienced are your soul's way of saying, you're ready to leave behind the old, embrace the new, and step fully into your divine destiny. As we conclude this sacred journey together, let's reflect on what we've discovered. The 7 signs we've explored aren't just markers. They're divine confirmations of your chosen path. From that deep sense of detachment to the profound peace that surpasses understanding, each sign has been carefully orchestrated to prepare you for this moment. But here's what I want you to understand most deeply. This isn't an end. It's a beginning. You're being called to leave behind the illusions of this world and step into a reality that reflects your true essence. The challenges you've faced, the moments of solitude, the feelings of being different, they weren't obstacles. They were preparation. Ask yourself, what if everything you've experienced has been leading you to this exact moment? What if your struggles weren't punishments, but preparation for something extraordinary? The universe is always conspiring in your favor, even when it feels like it's working against you. The signs you've recognized aren't meant to overwhelm you. They're meant to affirm that you're exactly where you need to be. Surrender to the process. Let go of the need to control the outcome or understand every detail. Your journey is divinely guided, and every step you take is part of a larger plan that your soul has known all along. Now, it's time to step fully into your power. Take a moment to honor your journey, whether through meditation, prayer, journaling, or simply sitting in stillness. Find your way to connect with these truths. Stay connected to your intuition and let it guide you as you navigate this sacred transition. If you feel the pull, share your experiences with others. You're not alone on this journey. Many chosen ones are awakening, and your story might be the light that helps someone else find their way. Together, we are building a collective energy of transformation, one that will ripple through this world and beyond. I invite you to join our community of awakening souls. If this message resonated with you, if you've experienced any of these signs, leave a comment below sharing which sign spoke to you most deeply. Type awakened if you're ready to embrace your divine purpose. Remember, as you move forward, the soul always knows what it needs to evolve. Trust it, honor it, surrender to it. You are on the brink of transformation, and the universe is holding you in its infinite embrace. Go forward with courage, trust, and grace. Your journey is just beginning, and it is as divine as you are. Thank you for staying until the end. If you found this message insightful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's continue to build a community of like-minded souls dedicated to spiritual growth and personal development. Stay blessed and continue shining your light. Until next time, thank you for being a part of this sacred journey.